was just looking Sunday.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What's this, huh? Beauty mark.
I'll take that.
There's our surprise guest now.
I'll do the honors. What? Oh.
I'm glad you're here.
Hold your horses.
Yeehaw, Henry. Giddy up.
You're not helping, Mother.
Can I help?
No, I've got this.
I guess it's true what they say about boys marrying their mother, Miriam. You and Sunday, the way you bust his chops is a thing of beauty.
I'm sure if you asked Parker Pops, he'd decide I married my dad.
She got you there, Danny boy, which is why I love my daughter-in-law.
Is that what I think it is?
I warned you to save room.
Oh, my... Annie, what's going on?
Beats me, sis. An hour ago, I was reading in my cell.
Please, make yourself at home.
This way.
Thanks for this, and for trusting me.
Let's just chalk up this little field trip as an exercise in prosecutorial discretion for my closest friend. And for Henry's sake, Counselor, I really hope you know what you're getting yourself into.
Just serving up just desserts, Nate. Please, take my seat.
Thank you.
So, I'm sure you're all dying of curiosity to know what's going on here. But Parker and I couldn't think of a better way to cap off our first anniversary.
Best year of my life. Thanks to my beautiful wife's father, who was crazy enough to introduce us, and my mom for the faith that she had that I would finally get it right.
Anyway, Parker.
Anyway, having you all here in our home like this seemed the perfect opportunity to clear up this pesky murder charge.
That's currently hanging over my client Annie's head. You see, and this is Parker's favorite part,
Guilty as charged.
the real murderer is actually sitting at this very table right now, about to enjoy my signature souffle.
Which is getting cold, which is a crime in itself.
Of course, you're all wondering who might the real murderer be. Certainly not my legal eagle secretary, Miss Quinn.
Coming from the legal hawk, that's quite a compliment.
And of course, it couldn't be my father, because for one thing, the Secret Service frowns upon putting murderers in charge of the agency responsible for protecting the president. And two,
I think one pretty much did it.
it must be Miriam, my mother-in-law, driven to a life of crime after years of wrangling livestock. Or was it wrangling Parker? No, it can't be her, because whoever murdered Annie's fiancé, Toby, must have at least known the guy. Aha! Ted, the brother-in-law. Now there's a likely suspect. Pops, you're a good judge of character. How do you size up this guy?
Ted? I'd say Ted is a small-time political hack.
I resent that.
I think that's the point now. Shh, don't spoil the show.
What do you think, Kimmy? Do you see your husband as a hack or more of an up-and-comer? Oh, I'm sorry. You never did like being called Kimmy, did you, Kim? Just like you didn't really like me very much back when we were sorority sisters either.
Which is why I started wondering, of all the lawyers that you could have hired to defend your sister.
I went to your wife because I knew Annie was innocent. Because you...
Ugh, please don't say the best.
But you are, Sunday.
Parker, you were biased.
Yes, I am. I knew from the start that Annie was no killer.
Which, of course, made us wonder, Kim, who else had a motive?
Who else wanted to see Annie's fiancé dead? And then Sunday remembered that you always wanted what wasn't yours, Kim.
Even another gal's boyfriend.
Especially the handsome ones.
And Toby was handsome, wasn't he, Annie?
This can't be true.
I don't have to sit here.
Sure you do. Sit down.
But sneaking around with Annie's fiancé while repugnant, Kim, doesn't explain why you'd actually kill him.
You're out of your mind.
Annie, Toby felt really guilty about betraying you, and I have a witness who is willing to testify that he heard Toby begging Kim to come with him to you and confess their affair.
Kim, swear to me this didn't happen.
Toby was determined to make amends. But that would have messed up all the plans you had for you and your little hubby, wouldn't it, Kim? You just never imagined that Annie here would be charged with murder. So, you called me. And it may have worked out perfectly if it weren't for the concierge at the Savoy.
You met him there? Where we were gonna get married?
Oh, yes, we met at the Savoy, Annie. You didn't actually think I would offer to be your wedding planner out of the goodness of my heart, did you?
Annie, hey, Annie! Hey, take it easy, take it easy. It's okay. It's gonna be all right. Just take it easy, okay?
You think you're so smart.
Put the gun down.
Everyone stay calm.
Shut up! Shut up! Everybody, shut up.
Nobody needs to get hurt. We just want to help Annie.
Annie, I should have let her hang. But I had to bring you in, O'Brien. You know what's really repugnant? It's watching you enjoy the good life that I was born to live.
So sorry to hear all that.
Parker, no!
Are you okay?
You okay?
Now that was a great party. We should do this every anniversary. This crime busting thing is a blast.
Yeah.
Whipped cream?
Always.
Morning.
Morning.
Huh, so this is what we're gonna see today. The E.W. Railroad State Museum.
Yep. E is for my granddad and my great-granddad Earl. Junior and senior, and the W is for my dad Wyatt. Back when we relied on telegraphs to communicate, it made a lot of sense to use initials on trains, so calling it the E and W just kind of seemed right. Don't tell me you've already been out running.
6 a.m. every day. You know, life in D.C., go and go harder. Schedule, I'm sure you don't miss one bit.
Waking up in Tokyo and going to sleep in Dubai? No thanks. Don't get me wrong, it was an honor to serve as Secretary of State. But 4 years and a million miles later, I am right where I want to be.
How's the arm?
It's good. Turns out getting shot's a lot like being thrown off a bull. Both hurt like the dickens, but only one of them comes with a big silver buckle.
And Sunday?
Well, she barely said 2 words to me all the way home.
Let me guess. Parker and no. Hey, she gave you her look. I should have paid attention to it.
So that's where she learned it.
Well, imagine being a single father dealing with the threats I face as a Secret Service agent. That look helped keep her safe growing up. Actually, sometimes allowed me to sleep at night. So this park, the trains, the land, the museums, you donated it all, the whole shebang.
Yeah, it was my dad's passion, saving old trains, keeping them from turning into scrap. It was his way of keeping them alive. Railroads have been part of the Parker family history since we first settled out west. Railroads that we helped build to link this nation together.
That's a beautiful story, darling. One that I'm sure my father could have waited to hear until your speech at the opening ceremony, seeing as you have just been shot. And if you had any sense at all, would be in bed at this hour. Come on, get some sleep. I'll see you at breakfast, Pop.
Make sure you take old number 9 up the Mendocino coast. It's a doozy. But honey,
Don't but, honey me. It's in every paper.
the story was bound to get out. I was just trying to get ahead of it. Look, they even quoted me right. There isn't a crook alive who stands a chance against my gal Sunday.
Yeah, you don't get moving and you won't stand a chance against your gal Sunday either.
I thought you'd be happy. That is great publicity.
Great publicity is showing up to your own event on time.
We'll be on time. And best of all, now that you cleared your client, I can steal you away for a weekend in San Francisco.
Yeah, if we ever get there. Parker, you're gonna use being hurt as an excuse not to take me dancing, aren't you?
No dancing. I hadn't thought of that. But I don't see the downside.
You wanna see a downside, Parker? Keep dawdling, and this stays packed.
Ooh,
Get up, come on, you're still in your pajamas.
I like my little horses and cowboys.
Stop it.
Sorry, I can't do that.
Parker! Now, what do you got there, huh? More rubber bands?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't make me come down there.
Huh? Fine, I'll come up there. Coming up. Come here.
What, Parker?
Close your eyes. Happy anniversary.
You're such a romantic. And here I thought you totally lost it.
So what'd you get me?
Henry's letting Danny do what?
Pick out any car he wants. We're heading to San Francisco after the ceremony, and Pops is driving you, so it makes sense. It'll be fine so long as he doesn't pick out Parker's new toy.
Uh-oh. Parker's new toy.
You should have heard your mom bragging to my dad about all the work you put into the opening ceremony. How much all this would mean to your father if he were here to celebrate with us. So proud of you.
She really said that?
Yeah. And it was nice of you to insist my dad take the Chevelle when he asked.
He's got excellent taste.
You're speeding.
I'm just trying to blow out the carburetor. I want to see what she's got before I restore this old gal.
Well, if you don't slow down, we're gonna lose
We're
him.
not going to lose them. My mother knows exactly where she's going. Just trying to make up some time, make sure we're not late.
Is Henry trying to lose us?
Looks that way.
You know where we're going, right?
Better. I know Henry's favorite shortcut.
You're gonna get a ticket.
Stop worrying, Sunday. The road's wide open. Relax. I'm not going to get a ticket.
I warned you to slow down.
Sure is pretty out here.
Heck of a place to break down.
I think I saw some jumper cables in the trunk.
Just because I'm wounded does not make me too impaired to drive.
Oh, please, those cops were right. You need 2 hands on the wheel. They couldn't have been happier to get your autograph, though.
Still gave me a ticket.
Oh, well. Parker?
I know. Huh?
Dad, answer me! Where are you? Dad!
Mother, where are you? Mother work?
Dad, answer me!
Sunday.
Are you finding any prints?
Nothing. It's like the car's been wiped clean.
Anyway, like I was saying, Nate, I really appreciate your help.
Oh, of course, Henry. Don't give it a second thought. Absolutely. After you got shot, everyone understood. Besides, I think being your stand-in at the opening of the E&W Park will be worth at least 200 votes come the next election. Just don't go telling Sunday I said that, or she will have you sleeping on the couch, given how little she thinks of me being opposing counsel.
Don't worry, I won't. And Nate, thank you.
I'll talk to you soon.
Molly, we need to get a casting of the Chevelle tires for comparison to the van.
I'm on it.
Parker, we're gonna reopen your wound.
Stop worrying, I'm being careful.
He is so stubborn.
I heard that.
Did you get a chance to examine the photo of Danny and Miriam that I sent you? I think I saw something reflected in the...
Marian's glasses. I noticed that too. I thought I'd start by running a photogrammetry program.
Good. Good. That's good.
We've helped clients with problems like this before. We'll find them.
Now don't go and get all worked up, Sunday. But I pulled the front seat for forensic testing, too.
Well, what do you know? He really is a working rancher. in the neighborhood to stop by.
Danny! What a wonderful surprise. What in the world finally brought you all the way out to Waiwari Ranch?
That would be me. Well, Dad's always going on about what good friends you two are, so. Sandra O'Brien. It's an honor to meet you, Secretary Parker.
Henry, please, and are you kidding me? The honor is all mine. First in your class in Georgetown, Stanford Law, big attorney in Los Angeles, now San Francisco. It's nice to see that somebody with these accomplishments actually exists.
Pops?
I'm proud.
So, tell me, the White House forced you to take that vacation you're always putting off?
President Thompson has a fundraiser here next month, so...
Don't tell me that this is an advanced trip.
Oh, not for the next 7 days, it's not. This week he's all mine. Wine tour, Napa Valley.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Well, don't just stand there jawing. Come on, I've already set 2 extra places for lunch. I can't even get this to budge. I'm sorry, Danny. All I'm finding is nothing and more nothing.
Seems I'll need a professional pick set to have a chance of getting out of this.
It's locked. Help! Somebody help us!
Whoever he is, he spent a lot of time prepping this room to hold your son hostage.
What? Think about it. Everyone knew where you'd be this morning. Our folks were just in the wrong car in a time and place meant for you.
Exactly, which can only mean that he grabbed them in the moment because it's the only play he had, hoping to find a way to use them to get what he wanted all along.
Miriam, like it or not, and believe me, she didn't always like it. I taught my daughter how to think and act like a Secret Service agent. So, if anyone can figure this out, it's my daughter.
The hardest part of this is to stay focused, Parker.
To keep our heads in the game.
Exactly. The best weapon we have is our ability to reason. We have to analyze every clue, no matter how small.
But what if...
We can't even go there. We have to be steadfast. To believe that as long as we keep everything we do a secret, as long as we pretend to play ball, we can keep our parents alive long enough to bring them home.
You have till 10 tomorrow morning to release Claudius Jovanet and to provide him with a plane so he can fly himself wherever he wants, or your parents die. Signed, Chairman, the Claudius Jovanet Appreciation Society. Good evening, Richard.
Henry, well, isn't this a nice surprise? How'd you like that get well balloon I sent you after your little mishap?
I know I'm asking a lot.
You're asking me to ignore protocol.
Richard, if this was your family and you came to me for help,
So unless Jovanet is released in the next 19 hours,
I firmly believe that Danny O'Brien and my mom will be killed.
Henry, but to go this alone.
I won't be alone. And Sunday's sure that the only way to proceed is to start with what we have, which is Jovanet, and that her father would agree.
All right, I'll get you your clearance. But keep this between us for now. And I want updates. I also reserve the right to send in help the moment I think the situation deserves it. Agreed?
Thank you, Richard.
You have to say it, Henry.
Yes, Mr. President, agreed.
Results show the samples were exposed to an opioid aerosol dilated to an exact consistency.
So the gas sprayed into the car would incapacitate, but thankfully not kill its intended target.
Which would fit having a military or law enforcement background, or both. Or simply passing high school chemistry and studying the anarchist cookbook online.
Which brings me back to my argument that no matter what his background, he's got all the makings of being anti-government, which says he's after me.
Really, Parker?
I'm fine.
Look, even if you're right, how does the kidnapper having a grudge against you explain his ransom demand for the release of a notorious hitman? I can't think of anything that ties you to Claudius Joe.
Well, then the sooner we get FaceTime with him, the sooner we find out.
Go through all my old cases. Look for anything, no matter how small. Start from newest to
It
oldest.
points to Jovanet.
Yes.
Consider it done.
From the diffusion of the light, Miriam, I bet we're in the basement of a building. It's adjacent to a cluster of taller buildings. If we could just get someone's attention.
Help! Somebody help us!
We're in here!
Hello! Somebody! Hello! Help us!
We're in here!
Quiet, you're wasting your breath and giving me a headache.
What's that? You can't hear us? You want us to speak louder?
So that's how you want it. I'll be ready to shoot someone. You'd rather I didn't? Then we understand one another. My rules, your lives.
Are you always this unpleasant?
Frankly, no. But when taking hostages, one should embrace the part.
Everyone has their price. My family is very wealthy. Now, what do I need to pay you for our lives?
Well, the Environmental Protection Agency has put the value of a human life at $9.1 million, the FDA at $7.6 million, and the Department of Transportation at a low of $6 million. But if the government can't agree on a number, then how do you expect me to extemporaneously assign a value?
This is funny to you.
It's not unfunny. I see the irony.
You really are a bully and a coward.
Then you best mind your P's and Q's, because bullies and cowards can be so vindictive.
Well, Miriam, it appears our kidnapper is a bit self-involved.
It's not every day we have such distinguished visitors dropping in to see our most popular serial killer. Oh, that is great.
Any idea how much longer the credentials might take?
Shouldn't be more than a couple of minutes, you know. I don't have to tell you what a hassle it is to wade through all this federal red tape and rigmarole. I mean, like, anyone would need a security badge to know who you are.
No, it's 2225, not 2552. Here, just, use my card. Tell a joke a day, wear red every Wednesday, love completely. This is so cool. And your mom really gave these out.
To pretty much everyone she meets.
Miriam and me. Who's the me?
My dad, actually. He had them made before he passed. He was ill for some time, so it wasn't a surprise, and he wanted everyone to know how special she was to him. And now she honors him with her cards.
Well, I am delighted to be a me. Sorry. How long's your dad been gone?
Almost 10 years. But I hear him in my head just about every day.
Yeah, how's that?
Well, my dad lived by what he called cowboy wisdom. Treat folks the way you want to be treated, and you can't go wrong. I like to think that I'm like him in that way.
Yeah, my dad's big on homespun homilies, too. Only he calls them the O'Brien Rules of Order. Which, and don't tell him I ever said this, but, you know, I think they were pretty good for me. But you didn't want to be the first boy to ask me to prom. Those look delicious. They are so fresh, they're out of this world.
Well, all the credit goes to my mom. She's the one who works the greenhouses around here and has the blue thumb. Sandra, or should I call you Sandy?
Kinda hate that name. My friends call me O'Brien.
Well, your father's O'Brien, and you are astonishing. And so full of grace. Like today, Sunday. which fits you so well that the only name that comes to mind is simply, beautifully, Sunday.
Busy as I am, Mr. and Mrs. Parker, or do you prefer Governor and Lady Parker? Perhaps Secretary Parker?
Just answer the question, Giovanni.
Am I familiar with the Claudius Giovanni Appreciation Society? I feel I should say yes to having an intimate knowledge of a group that is, after all, dedicated to me.
So you do know about them?
Good. But in second thought, no. Never heard of them or their chairman.
This some kind of game to you? Lives are on innocent lives in this.
Hitman. The most hits. Killer with the killer smile. There you go.
Parker, you cannot let him get to you like that. He is smart and slippery as all get out. He's just messing with you for his own amusement and we get nothing.
Smart and slippery. Perfect.
Of course, he's just like...
Every other grifter I've dealt with from Shanghai to Sacramento.
Can you believe the nerve of these people? We need to borrow your office so we can make a call to the president, my Aunt Fanny.
The clock is ticking, Richard. We don't have time to suss out whether Giovanni is or isn't working with this phantom chairman, or if Giovanni is the one who ordered the kidnapping.
This is risky business you're proposing.
We've weighed the risks, and since we're only pretending to allow Giovanni to escape, we're confident the upside trumps the down.
It's a stall tactic, Richard. We're stalling. We really need this time to discover where Miriam and Danny are being held.
Exactly how would this work?
We use Parker's profile page and alert them that arrangements have been made to transfer Giovanni to an airfield and get him on a plane.
Which should convince whoever is behind this kidnapping that Giovanni is free to fly to wherever he wants to in the world, anywhere we don't have an extradition treaty.
And once Giovanni is safely landed, we demand the return of my dad and Miriam.
And exactly what do you need from me?
To sign off on his release under the mandate that we're operating on behalf of Homeland Security.
Agreed. With one caveat. If you think even for a moment that Giovanni might possibly...
Richard, don't worry.
Giovanni will not escape.
You have our word.
All right. Then you have my blessing.
So I'm supposed to believe that I can just pick out my favorite plane and fly away. That the president is allowing you to cut a deal with the kidnappers that sets me free. That's a fib meant for a fool. You've come into my house hoping to buy time to save your precious parents.
This does benefit you. For your cooperation, you'll swap Supermax for maximum security. No more 24/7 lifelong isolation. Say yes and you'll see a blade of grass before you're under one. You decide.
More of the same, but different. No, not what I had in mind.
Whether anything happens to our parents, whether you had anything to do with this, if you don't help us, I will see to it that you are transferred to one of the less accommodating countries where you've also committed your crimes. Places where they're very proud to show off their rehabilitation incentives offered in their incarceration facilities. So, what's it gonna be?
Well played for the win.
Where'd she go?
You'll be in touch then? I'll be standing by. But I do have a few accoutrements I'll need to truly sell my prison breakout. And as I'm a tad persnickety and you seem preoccupied, I'll put together a list of things I'll need for my travels.
What's up?
Your secretary couldn't reach her. She called my office, says she's got something that can't wait.
Wallace Clint. Does that ring any bells?
Sure, he was the sweet young ICU nurse that the jury convicted based purely on
Circumstantial evidence, exactly. Look at the note you scribbled to yourself in the transcript's margin.
Brother blamed me, vowed to find and punish killer to get justice.
What happened to Wallace Clint?
He got life in prison. Is it okay if I call you Wallace?
Yeah, I was named after my dad.
That's it. His watch, that's it.
What is it?
There. In Miriam's glasses, that's the reflection. It's Wallace's watch. I know who has our parents. It's Wexler Clint. It was my first capital crime case. From the moment I met Wallace Clint, I had a feeling he was innocent. He was charged with murdering a protected witness who was hospitalized for a sudden heart attack. The security badge was the evidence that tied him to this lethal hotshot that killed the patient.
I hereby sentence you, Wallace Clint, to spend the rest of your life without the possibility of parole, incarcerated in the California state prison system.
When Wallace was convicted, it tore his family apart, especially his big brother, Wexler Clint.
Can you please see that Wexler has this?
But when I offered him that very wristwatch, that's when he leaned in close and said that.
You will pay for your abject failure to save my brother and clear our family name.
Which can only mean you were never the target, Parker. When Wexler Clint grabbed our parents, he was gunning for me.
You sure this is the place?
According to Molly, this is Wexler's last known address. Number 3, upstairs on the right.
The second floor. Great. The dark one.
That's why I brought a flashlight. Let's go catch a rat.
What if this is a trap? What if he's waiting inside for us?
That's why I brought my gun.
Okay, well, there it is, number 3. Can you break in?
We're not getting through this deadbolt. Not without making a racket.
Why don't I?
I'll go out back. It's a dead end.
Erlich Mantis. Erlich Mantis. All of this junk mail is made out to some Erlich Mantis.
Maybe it's an alias.
Or the guy who moved in here after Wexler bugged out. We have 12 and a half hours left.
We gotta go.
Where to?
Back to the start and hope for the best. run a name for us. Ehrlich Mantis.
Mantis, like praying?
Yes, like in Prane. And we need clearance to get into Grey Pine.
State
Pull
penitentiary.
out all the stops, use Governor Parker's name.
There are all the stops.
It is critical we meet with Wallace Clint tonight.
Wallace Clint tonight. Got it?
How did I ever get so lucky to have two such amazing men in my life?
Would you mind helping me with this?
I thought I was supposed to be the one who's nervous on my wedding day.
Just pin it, please.
Now you're ready.
How did you know?
You're not an expert at talking about your feelings, Pops.
I talk.
Small arms, explosives, incendiary devices. Every year when we go to Mom's grave, you bring roses.
She would have approved. The way Parker looks into your eyes. You wearing Miriam's own wedding gown. She would have loved that too.
Stop it, you're gonna make me cry.
Aren't all brides supposed to cry on their wedding day?
During the ceremony. Yeah, you can too. Let's go give me away before he changes his mind. Wallace, thank you for meeting with us.
Oh, thank you. I can't believe you're here. I mean, it's so cool you dropping by like this. Way after visiting hours. Of course, not everyone's married to the governor.
Former governor.
Not in my world. You were the first guy I ever voted for. And seeing as I'm here for, like, the rest of my life, the last. So? Tell me. I mean, you must have some awesome news coming all this way.
We don't really have anything concrete to share. But we are hopeful. It's just...
Your case has gone cold.
Which is why we're here to ask if you've had any new insights into what happened that night.
I keep hoping I will. I'll remember something I missed that explains things, but I never do. I mean, how do you prove you never killed a protected witness? A guy who wasn't even in your care when all the evidence says you did.
I never doubted your innocence.
Other than my family, no one's ever believed in me like you.
How is your family?
My mom passed away a few years ago. Me being in here kind of took the life out of her, you know? But she would have gotten a huge kick out of me meeting you, Governor Parker. She was crazy about you.
And, your brother...
Wexler.
Wexler, right. Yeah, he was a medical researcher.
And you two worked in the same hospital, right?
He ran a department. We used to go for lunch together almost every day.
But he's not doing that anymore?
No. Wexler kind of had a nervous breakdown.
What happened?
I'm not sure. I know he got fired, but he never really wanted to talk about it. It's like every time he came to visit, he got harder to be around. It's like he was the one doing time. After Mom died, just disappeared.
You must really miss him.
I do. He was always there for my mom and me. He had to become the man of the house. I worry about him so much.
That was...
Gut-wrenching.
I was leaning towards uncomfortable.
But enlightening.
Enlightening? How?
Because now I know who the real killer is and who Wallace is doing life in prison for. It was 2 a.m. when Wallace completed his 16-hour shift. A gentleman who loved his job, his patience. A man without a mean bone in his body. Never imagining that leaving his clothes and badge like he had so many times before, simple tools of his trade, suddenly a weapon, could change and would change everything in the hands of a cold professional hitman. Only he didn't know it was another perfect hit executed by a serial hitman who would leave an innocent man behind to take the rap. A dark truth that went uncovered. Till it was too late to matter. And poor Wallace, who could never have done the crime, ended up doing the time. And the true villain had escaped. Leaving his future murdered by the killer Cluttish Jovenet. Wexler used Jovenet's release as his ransom demand because it's the only way of getting access to him. Jovenet's virtually untouchable in Supermax. And since I failed to get Wallace off his trial, using me as a pawn is fair game.
But why would he even think that you could secure Jovenet's release? Because you're my wife, and if anyone can pull those strings...
You could. Wexler improvised when he took our parents. He was counting on you doing for their safe return what you would for mine. And once Jovenet's been transferred to the airfield.
Wexler believes that he can either capture Jovenet and force him to confess for a crime his brother is in prison for.
Or exact vigilante justice.
So what's our plan?
Same plan as always. We put every safeguard in place and use Jovenet as the bait. Wexler makes his move, which we expect him to do during transfer. We take him down alive.
A plan, as you can see, the White House signed off on moments ago.
My people are supposed to escort Jovenet to the Alpine Meadows Air Park.
Yes, under our strict oversight. We have to be sure that if anyone is monitoring this transfer...
Surely you can't be concerned that somebody...
We are concerned.
About everything.
The moment that Jovenet is put on this prison bus, all security measures have to be absolutely rock solid. State, federal, air, and ground surveillance will be tracking him the moment he leaves the facility, with strike teams in place to take Wexler down when he reveals himself. If Jovenet actually makes it to the air park, which to our advantage is only a few miles away, he will be allowed to board his plane, which has been held in evidence since his arrest and was key in securing his full cooperation.
But what if there's this Jovenet society out there?
That set up Wexler as the straw man? To misdirect, facilitate his escape, it's very possible. That's why we have to be 2 steps ahead of him. We can't be in 2 places at once someday.
One of us needs to coordinate the joint task force while the other monitors Jovenet.
I don't like it.
Well, you clearly have his number. You best stay here, I'll take care of it.
Then what? What happens after we move Jovenet?
The warden has a car standing by. Worst case scenario, we meet at the airfield. Parker, do you remember saying crime busting's a blast?
Yeah, but that was under medication. I know, you're right. And Molly?
Supports us every step of the way.
Well, make sure she updates me about this Airlift Mantis guy.
Yes, she knows what to do. And I am gonna swing by the hospital, see where Wallace and Wexler worked. See if anyone remembers seeing Wexler more recently.
It'd be very helpful to have an updated description to use for any surveillance.
We're good then?
Oh, perfect.
no substitute to a genuine calfskin flight jacket. Of course, having the proper build makes all the difference. Huh? Such a loss, don't you think? Gentlemen, abandoning the hat. The right chapeau, cocked your soul. No? More of a Stetson man? What would that cowboy act you peddled to start your career, huh?
Zoom in on those glasses. Can you do that? Right there. The temples. They're missing. You see that? Whoa. Open them up.
Now there he is. Knew you were a superstitious type. Hat in the bed, bad luck and all.
Bad luck has got nothing to do with it. Hey, no working rancher would treat his hat with such disrespect. Something I learned as a kid, something you might want to think about for our final few hours together.
Excuse me. I'm looking for ICU, Unit 4.
There are no ICU rooms with numbers, only letters.
Excuse me, but does this hospital have another intensive care unit?
Still, counselor. You wouldn't want to spoil our reunion. Now let's go.
So this is where it all started.
could think of no more fitting place.
To fulfill some twisted part of your obsessive narrative, it's really quite cliche.
Finding you with such limited clues shows a marked improvement in your investigative skills, counselor. And I've gone out of my way to make sure your father and Mrs. Parker are well taken care of. All that will change if you make any trouble. In here. I know you're nervous, but don't hold your breath. We don't want this to be too snug.
Wexler, please, this isn't who you are. What happened to the devoted son and brother, the brilliant scientist dedicated his life to helping others?
Wexler Clint doesn't exist anymore. You saw to that.
You're just doing what you need to do to free Wallace. I understand.
Are you done yet? Because I know where this is going. You always thought my brother was innocent, and if I let you go, you will work tirelessly to reverse his murder conviction. How does that sound?
So the prison guard uniform. Planning on breaking Wallace out? Somehow trade me for him?
Not a bad guess. Wrong. But not bad.
So this is about Jovanet.
Well, you didn't think I went to the trouble of getting a job in the federal prison system for nothing, did you? Even you have to be impressed that I am the trusted guard assigned to drive Jovanet this morning.
Who you no doubt plan on blowing up along with me. Some perverted sense of justice.
There's nothing perverted about it.
You'll never get away with it.
I already have. And by the time your loved ones are done mourning your untimely demise on talk shows throughout the land, I will be gone, gone, gone. And you and Jovanet will be here, there, and nowhere.
Sandra!
It's okay, Pop. There's no need to panic. We have a deal. I make nice with him, he makes sure someone sets you free. Tell him. Isn't that right, Wexler?
Oh, how clever of you to tell them my name. Make sure the press spells it correctly. K-L-I-N-T. Wexler Clint.
Trust me. It's okay, Pop. It's all gonna be okay.
Touching reunion. Over.
Danny, he's gonna kill her.
No, he won't hurt her.
I've put a lot of effort into this excursion, so in case you get a this is bigger than me personal sacrifice notion, then remember this, that one push of this button and everything and everyone around us goes boom. Here we go.
There's no chance you're gonna win this. I die, you lose. I live, you lose. The only chance you have to save yourself is to set me free and let me help you.
Well, that was a lovely speech. Any other pearls of wisdom you wish to share?
Is Wexler Clint.
Remember, any sudden annoyances and innocent people die.
What about Wallace? How are you gonna explain to him what you've done?
Wallace understands. He'd do the same thing for me.
Wallace would never hurt anyone. What's he gonna think of what you've become?
I'm his agent for justice. Nothing more, nothing less.
Warden Jeffers, please. No, I can't hold.
These shackles are hardly in the spirit of our understanding.
They work for me.
Yes, well, what would you say if I refused to take one step further? Or have you forgotten your need for my active participation?
Oh, I haven't forgotten anything. And I would say enjoy your last few minutes spending time in a prison in the USA. That, and you really don't want to be here playing that card when Sunday shows up and finds out that you backed out on our deal.
When you put it that way, what's not to love?
Like a bad penny. Something tells me this guy is gonna be my problem again.
Hello, you've reached the voicemail for Henry Parker. I'm not available at the present time, but if you leave your name, number, and a short message, I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Where are you two?
Maddening, isn't it? You try and try, but you just can't get a signal. You wouldn't believe the number of hours I wasted struggling to get a simple cell phone call out through these thick prison walls. It's almost as if they didn't want us to reach the outside world. I was hoping for a town car. Let me guess, it was in the shop. Well?
Just get him up there. Secure the prisoner for transport.
Hey, buddy.
Look, we can't wait around any longer and still have any possibilities.
And nobody in your office has heard from Sunday.
And the escort's ready to roll. So what's it gonna be? Go, no go? All right, gentlemen.
Sunday said that you'd have a car for me?
Oh, yeah. Blue Crown Vic, visitors parking lot right in front.
Visitors parking lot?
All right, let's move them out. Come on.
What's your name, bad boy?
Keep your eyes open and your heads up. Suspect Wexler Clint can make his move on prisoner Jovanet at any moment. Yeah.
Sunday, thank God.
Parker,
Molly.
is Sunday with you?
Wait, what?
I can't find her.
What do you mean you can't find her?
Wexler is working at the prison. He's using an alias.
Wexler's working where?
He's Ehrlich Mantis.
Patch me through to the warden immediately. Go ahead. Yeah, put him through. Mrs. Jeffers, go ahead. Wexler Clint is your driver. What the heck? All right, close the gate. Erlich Mantis is Wexler Clint, the guard who's driving the bus. Give it up, Wexler, it's over!
Nothing's over till I say it is. Isn't that right, counselor? You tell him who's in charge here.
Do what he says, Parker!
Mrs. Parker.
Trust me, everything will be okay!
Stand down!
You have eyes on target. Over. I've got a clear shot. Team 4, we are on the move. Copy that.
Stand down!
Stand down, all units,
Put your
stand
guns
down.
away! Sunday is on the bus!
We got a civilian hostage on the bus, all units, stand down. Somebody's on the bus?
Keep that gun down.
Okay, Wexler, you're in charge. Now what?
You'll know when I want you to know.
Mrs. Parker, what's going on? Can I be of service?
You hear that, counselor? Our special guest needs you. Why don't you tell him who I am?
Claudius Jovanet, meet Wexler Clint. Older brother of Wallace Clint. He's serving life in prison for a murder you committed.
Wallace Clint. I don't believe I've had the pleasure of ever meeting that man.
Well, let me refresh your memory. Because back then you were a big-time pay-for-play hitman, and my brother was a kind, decent, hardworking nurse until you ruined his life and put my mother in an early grave.
I'm sorry for your misfortune, but I can say with some confidence that you have the wrong hitman.
I thought that too until I did the kind of exhaustive research that the good counselor here should have done. A comprehensive analysis of your work, your use of poisons and drugs instead of knives and guns. Your penchant for assuming the identity of others so that you could mask your crimes. You were responsible.
Which is why you should have gone to the authorities.
A dead end, counselor! Your failure to clear my brother is what brought us here today. It turned me into the go-to guy to transferring the worst of the worst, like you. It brought us all together for our date with justice.
You're way too emotional.
My man is certain he can take him out.
I'm
with
sure he
just one
can.
shot.
But Sunday is his prisoner. No, that is where you're wrong. Wexler is her prisoner. He just doesn't know it yet.
All right, all units. This is an update. Our position has not changed. There's a civilian hostage inside the bus.
I've still got the shot.
Not to overstate the obvious, but you do realize the odds of you getting away with this are...
Oh, I fully expect to end up in jail, but it'll be worth the price. But don't fret, because it'll be just like your killings. Fast, lethal, and in your case, long overdue. Because one squeeze of this, or this, and you go away.
What will have changed, Wexler? Wallace will still be in prison, only you'll have joined him. And your mother, will killing us bring her back?
My mother is none of your concern.
You should be ashamed of who you've
She'd
become.
be proud of me.
That what? That you're a bitter and angry man who celebrates death.
Know that I am a righteous man who celebrates justice served. Because now that your husband knows Wallace is innocent, his conscience will force him to come forward and see that my brother is released from prison. I will happily serve my time knowing you are both dead.
You did this, Wexler. You destroyed your family. This is on you.
I can live with that.
I'm coming out! Keep your hands where we can see them.
Confirmed. Team 2 moving in position. Now.
Okay, he's disarmed himself.
Copy that, 2-6. We are on the north side of the bus. Over. All teams hold positions. All teams hold positions.
If he wants to walk, let him walk.
He's got something on his hand.
He's got a device. He's got a device.
Well done, Mrs. Parker. Well done.
He's running. He's running. Cover.
Sunday!
I'm gonna confess to the murder your brother is in prison for. With gratitude, Mrs. Parker. But remember my face. You don't want to see it again.
Right. That's right, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Yes, sir. I'll tell the governor right away. Thank you, sir. Well, good news. Your parents are safe and sound. Okay.
Did you hear that?
What, that old hound? He's probably just trying to find his way home. Sure. Sounded a lot like a bird to me. How about a little bit more bubbly?
Yeah, sure.
There you go. Cheers. Car backfired?
Parker.
Okay, fine. It was a gunshot.
I'll get my gun.
I can't get a signal. Hey, don't forget my...
Flashlight. Got it.
You didn't realize our champagne is gonna go flat.
Don't worry, Parker. There are plenty more bubbles where those came from.